All right, everybody, welcome in. We've got a good one for you tonight, huh? TCU, Utah. Should be easy peasy for the Utes, right? I mean, they're at home. They've been playing well.
You'd think so, yeah, but...
But there's always a but. Big one this time.
Huge.
We are talking potential upset alert, folks. So set those DVRs, 10.3 Eastern, this Saturday, ESPN, Horned Frogs, Utes, both sitting at 3-3. But man, you would not believe the stories behind those records.
Oh, we're going to get into it. Deep dive time, folks. This is going to be good.
Because we're not just talking standings here. Oh, no. Utah, you were looking like a lock, then bam, starting quarterback Cam Rising, done for the season.
Just like that whole new ball game.
So what happens now, right? Can TCU, they've had their struggles, but can they take advantage, or will Utah rally, find a way without their leader?
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Even without Rising, Vegas, they still got Utah favored, 3.5 points.
Which, I gotta say, kind of surprising. No, you lose a starting quarterback, especially a guy like Rising, usually see those spreads go haywire.
Absolutely throws everything out of whack. New guy under center, team's got to adjust, pressure's on.
And all that pressure lands right on those young shoulders of freshman QB Isaac Wilson. 6 touchdowns on the year, not bad, but he's also tossed 7 interceptions. That's asking for trouble against a team like TCU.
Yeah. Talk about trial by fire. Saturday night, under the lights, Rice-Eccles Stadium. Horned Frogs fans are going to be loud. They're coming off a tough loss. They're going to be ready.
Speaking of TCU coming into this one 3-3, fresh off that upset loss to Houston. Favored by more than 2 touchdowns in that one. They've had 2 weeks to think about it, though.
Bye week can do wonders. Gives you time to really break down what went wrong. And they've been studying that Utah defense.
Especially with Josh Hoover under center. Over 2,000 passing yards, 16 touchdowns already. He is the real deal.
Especially against the zone. Look at his games against Texas Tech, West Virginia, those defenses, similar schemes to Utah, and he lit them up. Over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns each game.
Can't argue with those numbers. But let's not forget, even with Hoover slinging it, TCU's defense, how do we put this nicely?
They're currently ranked 96th in the nation in havoc.
Havoc, huh? That doesn't sound good.
It's basically a way to measure how disruptive a defense is. Sacks, tackles for loss, interceptions, forcing turnovers on downs. And, well, TCU hasn't been causing a whole lot of chaos.
More like a light breeze than a hurricane, right?
Something like that. Utah's defense, on the other hand, completely different story. Especially their pass defense.
Oh, yeah, they're not messing around.
Yeah.
Leading the conference in interceptions, and opposing quarterbacks are completing something like 10% fewer passes against them than the national average.
Which is what makes this matchup so interesting. You've got this high-powered TCU offense, but they're going up against a Utah team with a freshman quarterback and a defense that can absolutely shut down the passing game.
Classic unstoppable force, immovable object situation.
It's tough, man. It really is. Utah, they've got home field. Their defense, no joke. But you can't discount what losing a guy like Rising means, especially this late in the season.
Like trying to swap out an engine while the car's still running,
Risky, for sure. And speaking of risky, let's talk about this TCU offense for a sec. Yeah, Hoover's putting up crazy numbers, but he's not doing it alone.
All right. Give me the rundown. Who else should we be watching?
Their wide receiver duo.
Yeah.
Dynamic duo, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You got Quentin Johnston, the big play guy, averaging over 20 yards a catch. That's huge.
That's a problem for any defense.
And then there's Demarius Davis. Leads the Big 12 in YAC yards after catch, gets the ball in space. Look out.
Nightmare fuel for a defense that's, maybe still figuring things out with a new quarterback? Yeah, I can see it.
Exactly. And that's where I think TCU, they've got a real shot here. They can rattle Wilson, make him uncomfortable, force some bad throws. Those interceptions, they could be back.
So wait, are you picking TCU to win this thing?
I'm leaning that way, yeah. I think their offense is just too explosive. Utah, that uncertainty at quarterback, plus TCU, they can put up points in a hurry. I think it's there.
Oh, okay. Color me surprised. I mean, I knew it's possible, but still, bold call.
Hey, got to take risks sometimes, right? High risk, high reward. And in this case, I think TCU's offense, that's a risk worth taking.
You've convinced me. I'm putting it all on the Horned Frogs. But seriously, everyone listening, please don't bet based on just us.
We're just having some fun here, speculating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of speculating, though, let's talk about the big elephant in the room, the thing no one wants to say out loud, this Cam Rising situation. We talk strategy, X's and O's, but what about the mental side of it for both teams?
The mental game. This is where it gets really interesting. For Utah, Rising, he's not just their quarterback, he's their leader. They got to find a way to come together without him, and that's tough.
Especially with all the pressure they're facing. They were supposed to be contenders, and now this. Talk about a gut punch.
And TCU, they could easily fall into the trap of underestimating Utah now. Oh, they lost Rising. Easy win.
Yeah, dangerous game to play.
Exactly. College football, it's unpredictable. TCU's got to stay focused. Treat this like any other game. Don't let the emotions get in the way.
Because a W is a W, right? Doesn't matter how you get it.
You got that right. And that's what makes this one so fun to break down. It's strategy, sure, but it's also the mental side, the adjustments. Could be anyone's game.
So, for all you fans out there, here's what I want you to think about. Isaac Wilson, can he handle the pressure? Can he make plays? TCU, can they take advantage? Can they play their game? That's what it's going to come down to.
And those are the questions we're going to be asking afterwards, too, win or lose.
Because that's what we do here on the Deep Dive. Take all the noise, all the hype, and break it down. Give you the good stuff.
The details you need to really appreciate what's going on out there.
So this Saturday, when you're watching the Frogs and the Utes, you'll know what to look for. Every play, every decision, every little thing matters.
Might even win your office pool. Who knows?
There you go. But for now, let's hear from you. Hit us up on social media. Let us know what you think. Horned Frogs, they got this. Or are you sticking with the Utes at home?
Love to hear your predictions. The more opinions, the better.
Absolutely. That's what makes this fun, right? All the different angles. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us this week. But hey, get those snacks ready. Settle in. It's going to be a good one.
See you next time.